We've been around long enough to know that what goes up must come back down. We've been around long enough to know the difference between giving up and falling down is getting back up. And you can't judge a cup by how much it's filled up. Just know where it's been and where it's going. And trust that one day it will be overflowing. And time will show no limits, just growth. Finding truth between the lines, leaving fear behind. But history is just fallacy. The egos maintain, the others to blame. Repeating past mistakes, not learning from the greats. We've been around long enough to know that what goes up must come back down. You're watching Omaha Sound.
Lover, why don't you call? I'm alone, you know, and I know you know I miss you. Lover, why don't you call? I'm alone, you know, and I know you know I miss you. Sometimes you get caught up with things, then you don't know what you're missing. Your shadow has no color at all. And sometimes you'll take a good thing and think that everyone's out to get you. But baby, that's not true at all. Lover, why don't you call? I'm alone, you know, and I know you know I miss you. Lover, why don't you call? I'm alone, you know, and I know you know I miss you. I took my bike and sold it for cash. I was late on rent, it was a gas. Some things, they are not funny at all. And I told you don't forget me, and you said I won't, James, oh I'm sorry. Oh, but I just smiled and laughed it off. Lover, why don't you call? I'm alone, you know, and I know you know I miss you. Lover, why don't you call? I'm alone, you know, and I know you know I miss you. I know I tend to mess things up with girls. They usually only like me for my curls. Then they find out all my eccentricities. But there's something that I like about your face, and you know you share my grandma's name. It was Rose and she died when I was 7. I was only 7. Lover, why don't you call? I'm alone, you know, and I know you know I miss you. Lover, why don't you call? I'm alone, you know, and I know you know I miss you. I miss you.
Hi, my name's Nathan Scott. The title of this piece is Vicaration. Back in school, we used to pledge allegiance to the flag, gloss over genocide and slavery before moving to states' rights as quickly as we move from past to perfect participle. I quit paying attention in class. These days, I quit paying attention to the news. Give me that football, that go big red. There were 585 earthquakes in Oklahoma last year. Jesus, Allah, Buddha, somebody, show us how to live. I remember when we used to go outside, wet grass, cold, beneath our bare feet, wonder at every precipice. These days, seems we only wonder if a Clinton, a Bush, or Trump will be president. We need to be distracted. Give me that Fast and Furious 15. Damn right, we have ADD. Turn on the TV, we see pedophilic priests, murderous sadists on the PD, African genocides, Israeli air and drone strikes, mass shootings, suicides. Give me that Prozac. I don't want to wake up most days. Give me that double latte. Give me that video game, vicarious victory, that online sex, virtual reality. Give me that TV, that Kardashian, that Survivor Man. Give me that Justin Bieber. Our food is being banned in countries whose people are willing to stand together. That's reality. But give me that weed, that drink, that Louis V. Give me that two-car garage American dream. Give me just enough money I can pretend I'm free. We have 2 million mostly mentally ill prisoners in 6 by 8 foot purgatories preaching rehabilitation. Give me that delusion. Because it doesn't take a prophet to see prisons are for profits, but most prisons fit inside skulls. Most skulls can't recall the name of one martyr. Still, some kneel at that crazy horse altar, lungs coughing up dust of lost cause vocal cords strung out on the crack pipe of our distraction. Give me that hit, give me that hit, just one more, give me that.
I saw you walking through the park, but I did not recognize him, the one that now holds your heart. But I could see from the new light in eyes that you're no longer caught up on me, my box of lies. You cannot see it yet, but I know if you had stayed here, we'd have both met our death. I don't know much, but I know this much is true. you'd have stayed with me, baby, I'd have done such bad things to you. And This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I know to be so true. So I'm gonna take the chance, baby. I'm gonna take a chance on me. I'm gonna take a leap of faith. I'm gonna set myself free.
I'm Allie Peeler, and you're watching Omaha Sound. And some of my favorite sounds in Omaha aren't just musicians, but are actual phenomenal poets. So I have Tracy here today, and she's going to recite some of her poetry. Here's Tracy.
Preacher preaching the story of Solomon, prayed for wisdom, got wealth, turned his back, lost it all. I should have listened to the wisdom in Solomon's story, prayed more, sinned less, miracles, new leg, better health, less debt. Your God would have delivered unto me. Yet I chose to journey down a path not easily explained by verse. Preacher man says, Solomon once had a beautiful temple, only now to see it destroyed. He says to me, you too once had a beautiful temple, only now to see it destroyed. I say, hey, preacher man, what if it is only now that my beautiful temple is being built? And remind him that Solomon came from David and Bathsheba, from ugly. I too do not come from pretty. I cannot tell you a story of a mother and father cradling me in their arms out of love. I cannot tell you stories of family dinners over a table with matching plates. I can tell you about the look on a prisoner's face, finally at peace, asking me to apologize to his mother. I can tell you about a 14-year-old girl raped by her father, now pregnant, holding on so tight as she is afraid of even her own tears. I could tell you about fighting for Republicans, for Democrats, for workers, for renters. I could tell you about fighting for peace, recognizing the irony. Because you see, preacher man, unlike you, I have felt the dirt of the real world on my hands. So you may want to use a story of Solomon to teach me a lesson. You may even want to draw some sort of weak parallel. But if you should, I am going to tell you what I take away from it. The lesson I have learned from your little sermon on the story of Solomon is that this skin of another human, this arm of metal and rods, this leg of plastic, computer, and metal, these words of poets who believed and loved me. This temple, preacher man, this beautiful temple is the wisdom and wealth my God delivers.
I'm here with John Jerry, and he's about to play another original song for you. This one is called Cold and Calculating.
I tried to block out the sound of your laughter. As it so chillingly echoed against the walls of this old house where we used to live. There I stand in the maze of half-sorted belongings. And as I sift through the remnants, I find clues of what we used to be. My lips taste just like whiskey, and my coffee tastes like dirt. I tried everything that I knew of to rid myself of this pain, of this hurt. Nobody seems to notice me, but I'm racing straight to my death. Your painted faces pass in silence, so I can't see your misery. Oh, regret. Now I stumble home empty-handed. I'm out of money and I'm out of my breath. It's like I'm trying to preserve some little part of you that I might have left. Try to block out the sound of your laughter. Trying to block out the sound of your laugh.
Hi everyone, I'm Allie Peeler and I'm here in the basement of the old Side Door Lounge, the newest down under. I know it, isn't this nice? This is actually the first bar I ever saw Mitch Gettman play and perform at. He used to come out, and I used to fight for him when you were a minor, trying to get you to come out to play the open mics. But we're here and we're going to ask him some questions. How about this space? What does this space mean to you?
Well, this is a very special space to me in Omaha because I played so many times here in the Side Door, which is now the Down Under. But even in this very basement bathroom, which we were filming this in, believe it or not, but we chose it because of the backdrop here.
Sure.
And I mean, I've been coming to this bar for 3 years, and it's really helped me to just hone my craft, and it's given me an audience to play in front of because there are so many people who come here for music and for the atmosphere and the people. And I am one of those people, and I am fortunately blessed with all of the influence and support, gratification from other people such as yourself and other musicians. So this building will always have a special spot in my heart.
Right, me too, absolutely. Some of my favorite songwriters and my favorite talent I've met in these walls, so I'm really happy that we came here. Mm-hmm. The first time I ever saw you always blew my mind because you're always playing original music, and not only just the guitar, but you play many instruments. You're absolutely phenomenally talented. The last album you put out, I know you played like all of the instruments and separately recorded them. What's different about this newest album, Dichotomy, that you're putting out that's different from the other albums you've worked on?
Well, Dichotomy is the album that I've went into most on my own. I basically recorded the album with just myself and my friend John Oshner, who actually is playing bass in my band right now. And we just got together last summer and started recording some of these new songs I'd written, and started building drums and bass and keyboards and vocals and everything on top of these demos that we made, and it became this album, Dichotomy. And it was later finished by my friend Jeremy Garrett, who did my last album and several EPs before, and he mixed and mastered that.
Awesome. I heard that you're hoping to put it on vinyl. Is that true?
I'm hoping we'll see if that happens.
Exactly. I would love to get a vinyl,
Yeah.
Mitch Gettman vinyl.
That's how it's supposed to be, but
Right.
if it's the CD, then it's better than nothing.
Right, absolutely. No, absolutely. I know that you just released a new music video. What was the process of that? How'd you get involved with?
Well, the music video, it was for All Good Things Must Die, from my new album. And the video was made by my friend Cody Fensky. And he edited some videos for me in the past. But this one, he actually made for a college project, for a video class. And he found some old film footage online that was free for use. And it was just of these little kids and mountains and meetings and forest fires. But he really compiled, I think, a very cool narrative piece visually for the song. So
Absolutely. I know we're hoping to show it on the show in just a little bit. Maybe you could tell us about that song. Is that song in particular one that's particularly meaningful to you?
I just finished my second album, and then that was kind of the first song to come in the new batch. And it's mainly a song, and at that time, had a different meaning than it does today to me. But in the end, it's just a song about change and the movement of life and everything, and
Absolutely.
the cycle.
Well, thank you so much for coming and joining us and playing us some songs.
Absolutely.
And everyone, I hope you enjoy. Here's All Good Things Must Die by Mitch Gettman.
I'm feeling my creation. I'm feeling like I'd rather know the rules. Well, it might be a mistake, and I might regret what's forming of my tools. But everybody's changing. Everyone's all waking up sometime. And everybody's aching, but all good things must die. When I'm feeling sentimental, it feels like I could almost cry. Turns and spins around my head like a fly that is trapped inside. But everybody's changing. Everyone's all waking up sometime. And everybody's aching, but all good things must die. Strange thing to be living when the past is all